Disney leadership reportedly blamed the same-sex kiss in Lightyear for its failure at the box office. Yeah, sure. Notes were continuously provided to animators in order to make Riley appear less gay in Inside Out 2. They failed? I didn't see either of these movies. The strategy here is that, you know, Disney and other big studios, they don't want gay characters in their movies because they don't want to have to do any editing to those movies to ship them out to like Russia and well, not Russia now, but China, you know? Literally, that's it. There's a whole international market out there and they do not give a shit. You know, what like America only has like 350 million people in it. It's a tiny point. It's 5% of the world's population, right? They want international box office success. And unfortunately, America is a very woke nation relative to most of the rest of the world. I'm sorry, but that is true. So, you know, you look at all that, and it's like the problem for me is the fact that, because of course they're not going to be honest, right? If they were honest, they would say, we are doing this because we are concerned about the international market. That would be an honest answer. But the insulting strategy that they have employed here is that they have smeared insincere token queer representation on their shittiest movies. And then when those movies flub, because of course they do, they blame the queer rep. Like, the same-sex kiss in Lightyear wasn't the reason why it failed. It failed because no one wanted it. Nobody wanted it at all. I didn't see any advertising material for it that was compelling. It just looked like desperate pandering. Not the queer moment, I mean, the whole movie of Lightyear. Inside Out 2 didn't fail at the box office. Well, maybe that's because they made her less gay. It's completely non-falsifiable. You get the real, like, not real, but I guess, like the more active gay rep in the stuff you know is going to fail, and then they tone it down in the stuff that they really want to go big, and then, like, they are massaging the results because the end outcome is the one that they want anyway, the one where they get to shrug and go, oh, well, we don't need to have gay people in our movies because it hurts our box office receipts internationally, you know? How would you reform the entertainment industry holistically? Every time somebody in chat asks me a question like that, I fantasize about twisting you into a pretzel and, like, cooking you in one of those little AMC theaters salted pretzel spinny roasters. What the fuck do you mean? How would I reform the entertainment industry holistically? Jesus Christ. Put your ass in the fucking device. Vaush, come on. You come on! How would I fix everything? Anyway, yeah, it's very disappointing. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't really, like, queer representation in movies is good for reasons that relate to, like, cultural power, and I'm glad that it's there, and I'm glad that it exists and stuff. But to be honest with you, I don't know. It reminds me a little bit of how sometimes I see discourse on TikTok or Twitter where queer people who are freshly 18 years old have opinions on queer media, which are so assimilationist that they border on reactionary to the extent of, like, you know, the only way for us to get rights is for us to be gay in the way, like, Disney executives would be comfortable showing people being gay. And it's just, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they've been kind of conditioned by what queer rep looks like in Disney movies. What was, you know, how every Disney movie has, like, the first out gay character, and in the remake of you know, the Princess and the Beast. What was that called? What was that movie called? The Beauty and the Beast. You had the guy who was gay for 1/8 of a second because he danced for, like, with a guy. And then what was the movie? Was it called Outsiders, where it was the two green guys and I guess they were gay? I didn't see it. It looked like shit. You know what I'm talking about? Onward. Yeah. Onward, and it was a Cyclops cop. And here it's like a woke lesbian interracial kiss. And you get it for like 1 second. I don't know. The representation is important. I just think it's important for people to keep their eyes on the prize as well, you know? Like, Rocky Horror came out 45 years ago, and it's still, even within queer rep, it's still more bold than so much of the stuff that comes out today that's even, like, meant to be niche queer art, you know? I don't know. Disney also really only allows female gay. It's rare to see male rep. Yeah, because lesbians are sexualized for the male gaze, and gay men are sometimes sexualized for the female gaze, but we don't care about those. They don't throw as much of a fuss. Is that not just the nature of cult media versus mass media? Yeah, but in terms of like even cult media today, I don't think it, like, oftentimes I feel like it fails to hit notes that are anywhere near as bold as stuff that happened in the past, right? I just don't want to see the assimilationist attitude propagate too far where we get conditioned by the insincere token inclusion of, like, in Disney movies, so people get an idea of what queer rep in media looks like, and it's like fucking the Owl House or something, you know? And by the way, I will actually go to bat on this. I think that Steven Universe was heads and shoulders above its contemporaries in terms of queer rep in a way people often don't give it credit for. You know? Even like now. Sometimes a little bit embarrassingly sincere, but you know, who isn't? Who isn't in this fucked up gay retard chungus world of ours a little bit overly sincere sometimes? Aren't you? Aren't you? How do you feel about this fucked up gay chungus retard world of ours? What point was I trying to make? We never know. Fuck you. Pink capitalism bad? Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's better than no pink, you know? Like, rainbow capitalism is better than gray capitalism, I suppose. It's just, I just worry about how people are... I don't know. It's just really disappointing. The thing that's fucked up too, and it's always like culture vulture shit, you know? Black people and gay people are basically like the fucking origin point of 98% of the culture in this damn country, you know? You make like a movie that'll, you know, go gangbusters in the international market. You can take the gay people out of it. Gay people still made that shit. Where the fuck do you think your jokes come from? Your slang? Seriously, go watch like an average, like a regular animated movie. It's not like a woke movie, and then you try to like trace back the etymology of all the shit that's funny in it, and it's like, oh wow, Gen Z culture. And where does Gen Z slang come from? Gay and black people, or more specifically, originally gay black drag queens, and then gay people and black people on their own, and then Gen Z. Yeah, gay black people are kind of like the origin point, you know? What would modern online political discourse be like without trans people who made the Matrix? One of the things that I find so funny about the increased public prominence of trans people is that now that people are talking about it, there are so many works that relate to gender that aren't meant to be trans that are so fucking revealing and so transgender when viewed from that angle. Does that make any sense? It's kind of like how there was a bunch of really homoerotic shit people were doing back in the 1980s, but because being gay was like basically illegal back then, no one was pointing it out. But now in retrospect, it's like, hold on, all of the football locker room ass slapping stuff is a little bit weirdly homoerotic, and they're all playing like Soggy Biscuit at the end of the day. Maybe like something weird's going on here, and they don't. And now it's with the damn transgenders. Even in anime I watched growing up, it was all gay. Does anyone else feel like gay rep in media was a little bit better back when it wasn't like gay rep, but they just kind of slapped that shit in there and it was like, was that gay? I think it was. I feel like it's like Evangelion, right? With Koaru towards the end. If you've seen it, you've seen it. If you haven't seen Evangelion, frankly, I don't know why you're watching this channel. But it's, I don't know, it feels like a little bit more authentic because it's not being run through the framework of something being done for political reasons. I'm not saying the Owl House or whatever only had the gay and queer shit for political reasons. I think it's an authentic reflection of the interests and experiences of the people who made that cartoon. But it sometimes it can feel a little bit like there's a quota being met. And I don't know. Utara and Sailor Moon. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, it was less politicized in general back then. You could get away with more. I don't know. Anyone else feel like if they made Berserk again today, you know, rest in peace, but if they made Berserk again today, they couldn't do a lot of the Golden Age arc because anything between Guts and Griffith would go from implicit to explicit because everyone would be pointing it out, and it would either have to be an explicit endorsement of romantic intentions or a denunciation of it and a like, no, they're just friends. And it was the ambiguity of their relationship that lent a lot of depth to it. And you couldn't do that now because we're also fucking hyper aware of tropes. We're also like, oh, is this tropes? Is this tropes? You know, that like it forces everything to be like concretely landed. And if you're ambiguous, people will say you're queer baiting. If any, I swear to God, if I ever see somebody say that Berserk was queer baiting with Guts and Griffith, I'm gonna lose my shit. One of these days, I'm gonna be 53 years old and I'm going to be browsing Twitter and I'm going to be exposed to the opinion of a 19-year-old, and they're gonna say they're gonna have just come off the heels of the 17th TV adaptation of the Golden Age arc, and they're gonna be like, you know, I think that was kind of queer baity because I thought, and I'm gonna like break my phone, like, you know. You think Twitter's still going to exist in 2 decades? I mean, the way these social media companies persist as zombies of themselves, maybe. That'll be good for you, I think. Yeah, okay, maybe. Read Berserk. I should read Berserk, maybe. You should. You should. It's very good. It's very good. I can't read. It's mostly pictures. Do you think JJK does that with Gojo and Ghetto? Downwind Fish 2, I'm not going to lie, invoking JJK when I'm talking about Berserk is kind of like, I mean, I'm out here with my filet mignon, and you have dredged, like, banana peels from a dumpster. I think that between Gojo and Ghetto, I think they are shamelessly queer baiting. I think that they are... JJK is uninterested in any real exploration of queer romance because it's uninterested in any exploration of character because it's boring. And I think that Gojo and Ghetto's purported affection for one another is the thinnest veneer of an excuse to get people fangirling over it in like it's a very cynical way of playing it out, you know? But yes, the anime is beautiful. So, okay. Read rather than watch Berserk. You people really want to be folded into pretzels, don't you? Read the damn... It's barely 380 chapters. People be like, I can't read Berserk. It's so long. As if like, it's like a beautiful woman comes up to you and she's like, we should have sex. And you're like, oh, we should? For how long? And she's like, I want to have sex with you for a long time. And you're like, I mean, I'd be willing to have sex with you if it lasts like 15, 20 minutes, but you want to fuck like all night? I don't know. I'm doing very important stuff like chatting in the community live stream chat of a streamer who I know who is recommending that I have sex with you all night. Fuck you. Read the damn manga. Stop. I don't have the stamina for all night. Real sexers know that having sex all night doesn't mean you're just thrusting all night, okay? You do... The sex continues through the breaks. You know, you're not... It's not like 4 hours. Like, if anyone says, we had sex for 6 hours, that's realistic. It's a long time to have sex, but it's possible. But you're not just fucking straight for 6 hours. You're doing, like... There's a rhythm to these things. And frankly, you know, if you've got a good one, half the time during the off season, during the downturn, you can be reading Berserk. Fit more Berserk reading sessions into your foreplay. You might be able to... I mean, it helps. Vaush and the shoulder-shaking fake laugh Lamau. Armen's spot, I can't imbue the world with the joy that you once saw in it. I can't make you not who you are. Berserk is not an aphrodisiac? Yeah, probably not. Your voice gate usually cuts out your laugh, and that's why. It is the default voice gate for... I don't know. He looks so damn cozy. All right. Moving on.